The Music City Miracle, one of the most memorable NFL plays of all time. As far as laterals go, it wasn't actually all that complicated. I mean, Lorenzo Neal fielded the kick and handed it to Frank Wycheck. Wycheck threw it across the field to Kevin Dyson, and Dyson just bolted.
Alright, so a lateral is a special kind of pass that teams only try if they're very, very desperate. A lateral is any pass that is either sideways or backwards. You can never throw it forwards. The disadvantage to this is that you can never throw it forwards. The advantage of it is that no matter who you are, no matter where you are on the field, as long as you have the ball, you can chuck it.
The Titans were desperate, and once we saw the replay, all of us watching knew that it was just barely a lateral.
From that angle, that looks like it's a lateral.
It's a lateral.
That is amazing.
I was 17 when I watched this play on TV, and I had never actually seen a lateral that worked in the NFL, so my thinking is, this is going to change everything. I mean, they did it. They'd opened Pandora's box. Pretty soon we'd see this 10 times a year. Tight ends would learn how to throw, coaches would draw up 10 lateral plays that lasted 3 minutes, mathematical theorems would be tested. With these laterals, we would build a ladder to football Valhalla and look the football gods in the face and say, we are our own football gods now. This is not your game anymore. This is our game, and we will rebuild it as we see fit. So I was wrong about that. I looked up every desperation lateral attempt in the NFL since that day in 2000, and I found 86 of them. Let's see whether or not they worked, huh? Okay, here we go. No. Yes, no. No. One of them worked. 86 plays, one of them worked. December 21st, 2003, Jacksonville, Florida. The New Orleans Saints score on a desperation lateral. The officials review the play and they confirm that yes, it is a touchdown. It goes in the books as a touchdown. But in the world of laterals, even a yes is a no. A big, loud, tragic, terrified
No! Oh my God! How could he do that?
Way back in 1970, Saints kicker Tom Dempsey, who was born without toes on his kicking foot, broke an NFL record by kicking a 63-yard field goal. For decades, that was pretty much the only Saints moment worth celebrating. They went their first 20 seasons without a single winning record. As of 2003, the Saints had played 36 seasons and had never been to the Super Bowl. In fact, they'd only won one playoff game in their entire history. Not all that long ago, things were actually looking pretty good for the Saints. They hired the legendary Mike Ditka as their head coach, but then Ditka traded away all their draft picks, which is completely unheard of, just to land star running back Ricky Williams. Within 3 years, they were both gone, and the Saints returned to what they'd always been, an afterthought. But in 2003, the Saints overachieved. As of Week 16, they actually had a chance at the playoffs, and to keep that chance alive, they had to pull out a win against the Jacksonville Jaguars. They were down a touchdown with 6 seconds left. They had to go 75 yards in a single play, and they decided that their only hope was a lateral. So about those 86 laterals I looked up, those were just the plays that actually had at least one completed lateral. I didn't even count the ones where a team tried to lateral and just screwed it up. That happens a lot. Like, here's a good one. This is from the end of a playoff game from a couple of years ago. Marcus Colston hauls in the catch in opposing territory. He could step out of bounds to stop the clock with a few seconds left. Instead, he wheels around and just throws what he probably wishes would be a lateral, but is actually totally an illegal forward pass into triple coverage. Bad job. See, that's the thing about lateral plays, though. They don't follow standard football logic, and they make seasoned veterans completely forget how to play football. Like this game from 2013. This one's great. This is one of the craziest lateral attempts I've ever seen. It features 7 laterals. It goes all the way up the field and then backwards and then forwards again and then backwards again until it finally gets back to the quarterback, Phillip Rivers, who just kicks it like he's playing soccer. You can't just kick it. This guy has been playing in the NFL longer than almost anybody, and by the end of this play, he doesn't even know what sport he's playing. And that's what makes this play all the more beautiful. I mean, even aesthetically, look at it. Look at the lighting. Look at the sun setting at like 4:07 p.m. It's very late December. It's very, you have to go to work or school the next morning. It's kind of beautifully foreboding.
2 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right from the shotgun. Brooks pumps, throws down the near sideline to Stallworth. And Stallworth tries to get away from some people and does. Now they're going to lateral the ball to Michael Lewis. He'll lateral it to Deuce. He laterals across the field. And the Saints are going to take it in with Pathan. If this is legal, they've done it.
No.
Jerome Pathan diving into the end zone.
I mean, you can't tell me that I just witnessed what I just saw take place.
So a few things to talk about here. The first is that every great portrait needs a great subject, right? The Jags were that subject. They were horrible here. They were just beyond horrible. And that's what was necessary for this to work. Look at Stallworth. He's in no man's land, and he has 2 guys right on him. That this play even got past the 50 is kind of amazing. Second, Stallworth to Lewis. I went ahead and put these 2 stills together so we could look at them. Do you think that's a lateral? I think it is, and I think that even if I didn't think so, there's not enough evidence to overturn it. But this one is not in doubt. Deuce McAllister, who is a running back who never throws the ball, threw a perfect spiral. I mean, this was a perfect strike to Jerome Pathan while he's going to the ground. That is incredible. The whole damn thing's incredible. 3 laterals, 75 yards against an NFL defense. Nobody's done it since.
You know what's funny is making these videos is often kind of a lonely thing to do because I know that eventually you'll watch this, but in the meantime, I'm spending hours and hours by my damn self making this thing. And I feel like we have this like shared experience that we both know exactly what's going to happen and we both know it. I know that you know. And it makes me feel less lonely, and I appreciate that.
So John Carney, one of the greatest kickers of all time, trots on the field to kick the extra point and tie the game up. Jeff Duncan, who is a writer for NOLA.com now, he was actually, years later, he wrote a piece on being there, and he remembers in the moments before the famous lateral play, Carney was kicking practice field goals into the net, which is weird because he knew that they didn't need a field goal. He knew they needed a touchdown, but he was just practicing that extra point over and over. Not many kickers would do that, but this is John Carney. So John Carney has a reputation, not just as one of the best kickers ever to play in the NFL, but as one of the nicest guys in the game. Players say it, coaches say it, writers say it, everyone says it. Actually, Elena Bergeron, who is my editor at SB Nation, her brother was a punter in college, and he had a chance encounter with John Carney that kind of changed his life.
He took some time out on his day off to kind of basically show me the fundamentals of kicking. I was good at kicking the ball, but I was really raw. I didn't really know the fundamentals, and he kind of took some time with me, spent about an hour, hour and a half kicking with me, kind of showing me what to do, how to strike the ball with the foot, all the things that most football coaches can't teach you. Went over fundamentals of kicking, really didn't know how to plant my foot, how to where the ball should strike your foot, things like that, things that most people don't know. Like I said, most football coaches wouldn't be able to kind of translate to a kicker. But he really showed me.
Did his instruction have any effect on your performance?
Yeah, I did a lot better immediately after. I think that next game made some more field goals. The following year, I did really well. Ended up becoming All-State and getting a football scholarship that next year. So it helped a whole lot.
If you had one message for John Carney today, what would it be?
Really appreciate you, all the things you taught me that day. It really made a positive impact in my life. Helped me get a college education, and I really appreciate it.
Good guy, bad guy?
Great guy.
Hey, hi, sorry, me again. I'll make this quick. I just wanted to say it. I feel a lot of connection with you right now. You know the end of the story. I know the end of it. It's like you're in this room with me, this little tiny soundproof room that I'm getting really tired of, and I got armpit sweat. Yep, you guessed it. Everything goes exactly according to plan.
All sorts of incredible plays along the line for the Saints to stay alive, pending the extra point by Jon Carney.
And he missed.
No! He missed the extra point wide right. Oh my God, how could he do that? No! No! No!
Okay, so the odds of a lateral touchdown in the 21st century, are 1 in 86. That was the only one that worked out of 86 tries. The odds of a mixed extra point in the 21st century, also 1%. We had both a lateral touchdown and a missed extra point, right back to back. The odds of that happening are about 1 in 8,600. Now, what that means is that statistically, we probably won't see that in the NFL again until the year 3500. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right before the Saints' other Super Bowl. Well, I guess for our family, we don't really talk about it that much until you brought it up, because it was like, oh, it don't count. There's so many like awesome Saints memories you could have that amount to nothing ultimately, because there's been so much pain. And so if we were just going to sit around and recount that, then like our sports fandom would be kind of crappy. So
Okay.
Yeah, we talk about the good times.
Okay. Prior to 2006, like Breeze era, were there any?
Whew.